What's up, guys? So in today's video we're going to be talking about Uber stock, and one of the reasons why I want to talk about Uber right now is simply crossed below the $30 price point, and it's just looking a lot more attractive than it was in just a few weeks ago when it was trading at around $40 or so. So this video is basically going to be talking about Uber stock and some of the long-term um, things that I think are very good about the company, as well as a few short-term problems. So the picture isn't completely rosy, but I think there's a lot of potential in Uber. And basically, at this company trading under a $48 billion market cap, which is far below where I believe the company will trade in the future. So let's just quickly take a look at the story. Okay, so I just want to give you guys some perspective on kind of how we got to this point. So as we know here, I made a video earlier talking about how the CEO began buying a lot of shares around this point, and CEO insider buying is a very bullish signal. So obviously CEO knows more about the company probably than anybody else. And then we had a huge run up here as Uber made a lot of changes to become profitable much earlier, like getting rid of their incentive coupons, doing things like trying to work on autonomous rides. So that means self-driving cars, which would basically reduce the need to pay drivers, which would eliminate obviously one of their costs of doing business to lower their overall costs and improve profits. So now we've been dealing with the whole coronavirus effect on the entire stock market as a whole, and the stock has plummeted all the way down to $28, and as I'm recording this video, it's at $27. Guys, this is huge because for me, Uber is that one stock that I'm going to be able to retire off of. I consider Uber in the same realm as a stock like Netflix, a stock like Google, a stock like Facebook, a stock like Apple. It's just one of those things that it's an excellent run company, and it's one of those things that it's really hard to live with. I told you guys, car personally, so I use Uber almost every day, whether it's ordering food or using it as transportation. So I want to just kind of go show you guys a little preview of what we're looking at. We have some important dates coming up for Uber shareholders in general. So the first Q1 2020 release will come out in May. So it kind of be really interesting to see how the company will be affected by the whole coronavirus. I want to show you guys an article talking a little bit more about the company in depth. So here's a really interesting article written by The Fool. So it just talks a little bit about Uber. It says shares are down, obviously, from the coronavirus peak. And here's what the CEO said about the long-term ride-sharing potential of the ride-sharing company. It says on March 4, CEO Dara Khosrowshahi said, certainly our rides business, to the extent that people will stop leaving their house, will take a hit, while our eats business will probably actually benefit. So guys, actually, more people might order food because they're not going to the grocery store and buying food because they want to avoid crowds. Ordering food online is kind of a much easier and more convenient way to get your food. But of course, fewer people are going to be using the ride sharing services, so I expect that to take a hit. So what we're literally looking for is growth. So a 50% compounded annual growth over the last couple of years, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the company does, like I said, generate most of their revenue through rides and eats. Those are the core of the business. And really, other than Lyft, they don't have too many major competitors. And as you can see this, as the CEO said, in the fourth quarter, we also saw promising results from U.S., our largest market. U.S. Eats grew 44% to $1 billion in gross bookings. So, guys, the business is doing really well, and I want to show you guys some kind of revenue charts and then on taxes, just like the article mentions, but some really interesting stuff here. So if you just take a look at Uber's revenue in general, I know everyone's talking about the negatives of the company, how the coronavirus is affecting sales, how the company is losing money, but I want you guys to see some of this revenue growth. And this is very important to visualize because I know some of you guys out there, maybe you're not, you don't have an accounting degree or something like that, you didn't study finance, so visualizations are a really, really powerful way to take a look at stocks. It's a little untraditional. People are always crunching numbers, but seeing the numbers visually on a chart can really make things clear. So if you take a look at Uber, they've been increasing revenue, even if it's just been a small increase for the last couple of quarters, very consistently. But take a look at the annual growth. So in 2016, they reported $3 billion in annual revenue, and now in just 3 years, that number has skyrocketed to 14 billion. And if we take a look at the chart, here's we're looking at a big stair step chart. So as you guys can see, this is just for just the past 2 years or so, but revenue is continuing to shoot up. And looking at that number from just under 4 billion to 14 billion in just a few years is absolutely phenomenal revenue growth. And can you imagine where the revenue will be in the future from now? I've seen this similar type of charts in other stocks. I've seen similar revenue growth like this in the Google, Netflix, and stuff. And it's really amazing that these companies are able to generate this much money so quickly. And with these stocks that I continue to see revenue skyrocket like this, I continue to see share prices skyrocket like this. I'm not worried about the company making money. The company will definitely ditch its drivers in the future. Everything is becoming autonomous. We're moving into a different age. All the baby boomers are retiring, the millennials are coming into the workforce, and even the next generation, I believe they call these guys, I don't know if it's Generation Y or Generation Z, whatever they call the next generation after the millennials. All these people will be exposed to self-driving things. So not only just self-driving cars, but self-checkout. Basically, we're moving into the self age, where a lot of these service jobs like driving a car and scanning your food, these jobs will become obsolete because the technology is just moving so quickly. So do you really want to own Uber stock when they have driverless cars all over the roads? By then the stock price will be reflecting a lot of those changes that the company will be making into reducing their cost of doing business, which will send their profit through the roof, because that kind of is like the one thing that's going to be holding back these companies is having to pay the drivers and stuff like that. So now I want to go into that a little bit more. I want to talk about that and what they were kind of alluding to in the article. So as you guys can see here, it says the difference between gross bookings adjusted net revenue is more than 50 billion. That's what amounts what goes to drivers, and what could potentially go to the bottom line if Uber can deploy a fleet of autonomous cars to replace human motorists. Sounds crazy, and it's really unfortunate that these taxi drivers and Uber drivers are going to lose their job into the future. But it's not the first time people have lost their jobs when technology has just gotten so much better. That's just what happens. Times change and you have to adapt. So these people that are working or driving as Uber drivers in the future, they're going to have to find another line of work. Whether what they get into, really isn't my business, but this is the potential of what we're moving into. So as you can see here, it says more than 1,500 people in Uber are working on the strategic investment in autonomy. Importantly, products and services that result from the investment in the unit will have opportunities to generate revenue both internally, externally. And according to consulting company McKinsey, robo-taxis will be on the roads within 3 years, though the evolution will come in phases. McKinsey forecasts that the first set of driverless cars will be able to drive you short distances in the best of conditions. Then in about 5 to 8 years, autonomous vehicles will either take you farther via highways and to handle denser traffic, both daytime and nighttime conditions. So guys, that's amazing information to know, because once that bottom line is free from not having to pay drivers, this stock is going to be making hand and fist like Google and Facebook will. The same exact thing happened with Facebook. Me, myself, personally, when I saw Facebook go IPO, I didn't want to touch it. And I was just being short-sighted. I wasn't thinking that obviously they're going to figure out a way to make money when they have everyone's attention. It's like we're in the attention era. To make a lot of money, you need attention. Whatever it takes to get attention, when you get people's eyeballs, when you get people using your products and services, you can figure out a way to make money. You can sell advertising, or you can charge a monthly fee, or you can, take a percentage of the transaction volume, whatever it takes. You get people's attention, you get people using your products and services, you can figure it out. So Uber operates in 69 countries, and the ride-sharing company boasts 111 million active platform users. That is just a phenomenal number. Now, obviously, there are some risks investing in Uber. The company posted an operating loss of $5 billion in 2019, even though they have more than $11 billion on hand, and additionally, regulatory approval for driverless cars might never happen or might occur sometime after Uber can reap the benefits. So, will the government approve driverless cars? I think so. Companies like Google with Waymo and Uber, they're already testing these, and I believe Google, Waymo, they've already had a lot of successful rides. So, I think it's a lot safer because one of the biggest problems is a lot of times when people are taking Ubers, they're coming out from a night on the town, and we're having to deal with so many drunk driving fatalities. It'd be so convenient that you could actually get into a driverless car, not if you're just using Uber, but if you actually have your own car, personal car. It would save a lot of lives. Getting drunk behind a wheel, it's just not only is it dangerous for yourself, but it's dangerous for other innocent people on the road. So, guys, I think the upside for Uber is immense, and I think that anytime you can buy this stock under $30, I just think it's an absolute steal. Up here we go. It's already up 6% pre-market. Well, it looks like we're bouncing back from the biggest stock market loss in the history, in the 125-year history of the stock market. So I'm looking to buy as many shares as possible. I'm going to show you from one of my accounts. Okay, so one of my accounts, I'm currently holding 16 shares of Uber, and my cost basis is around $35.76. Now I'm down 21%. That number is going to change because right as I'm recording the video, the market's up pre-market, so I'm just recording this video during pre-market trading hours. So that number will change, but I'm not worried about the loss number. What I'm trying to do is get as many shares as possible because I want a part of this company in the future. I would love to have, right now, my short-term goal is to get 100 shares. I want to get a round lot, but my long-term goal is to get anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000 shares of Uber. This is, to me, Uber's a stock I'm retiring on. So you guys have been following my channel for a while. I'm really extremely bullish on Uber and Visa. These are the two companies that I absolutely use literally every day. And Visa, for me, I really love it, but it's a lot bigger market cap, and they do pay a nice dividend. But for me, the stock I plan to retire off of is Uber. Once my position in Uber gets big enough, and we've gotten to driverless cars, I'm probably done working for a long time. I'm going to pursue early retirement. So, guys, let me know what you think of this video. I'm going to start wrapping things up now. Uber under $30, great buy. The stock's already been up a ton in pre-market trading. So that little buying window where you get Uber under $30 seems like it's done. But who knows? Maybe the stock market will go down a lot more in the future. It's really tough to tell what's going to happen with this coronavirus, which will definitely halt economic activity. But it won't last forever. Things happen and people adapt, and we learn a lesson from bad things that happen in our lifespan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about Uber stock. Are you buying? Are you selling? Have you dumped it? What are your goals? Are you thinking about buying put options if you think the stock's going lower? Are you building up a stake? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. I really appreciate your comments. I do read and try to respond to as many comments as possible, and if I feel your comment is compelling enough, then I will feature your comment in a future video. So that's it for now, guys. Be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe for more videos from my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck.